Sorry, my mic muted there for a second. Here at the Neighborhood Newsroom, I'm surrounded by citizen journalists everywhere you look. There goes the great Aaron Adler. That way, and then this way you can see Carol, Mark, and then another visitor from the east, and you can see the two African princes over there. Wave, African princess. Wave, African princess. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer. Which one wants to be an engineer? Which one wants to be a doctor? Jordan, raise your hand. Jordan, yeah, he does. Yeah. So those are the ones we're going to make engineers and doctors. Thanks, princes. The princesses are not here, but I did see the princess leading the local high school entire band as a sophomore. I saw the oldest princess. The other two princesses are gone, but I was spending time with the whole royal family this weekend, along with Mark, Uncle Mark. So that's the update here. We have Carol, who live exercise, military live exercise, coronavirus, DARPA adept, calling out the bid rigging for the Wellcome Trust, bid rigging for the WHO, foreshadowing what was going to happen in the pandemic. Thank you very much. Sina Bavari, before anybody knew who Sina Bavari was. A shout out to Mark Kulak for identifying the coming military live exercise in March 2020. She's here. She's here. It's not somewhere else. She's here. Great gathering now, great coming of great minds to this building. People from all over, people from Ohio, people from Washington, Oregon. We have other individuals coming from parts unknown. So this is going to be a great meeting. We're going to be out at a large facility near a place where they're doing equine therapy for veterans this whole week. So we're going to have a lot of room. We're going to be near the horses, near the veterans, as we're doing our charrette this week. So quickly in the news, I wrote 2 Substacks this morning. One was about basically we came out with the October surprise. Jack Smith is the prosecutor. He came out with the October surprise. It's supposed to 2,000 pages. They're really going to get Trump. Well, it turned out to be mostly redacted, mostly a nothing burger. And when compared to our prima facie evidence, so the video evidence, there, Aaron's got my Substack up. The first thing that happened is I lost my ability to do spaces in Substack. This is a kind of a reminder of 4 years ago when we got deplatformed, 23 times. But I went through state by state on why we'd like to appeal to Elon Musk to see if there's some kind of national security letter or some kind of NSA thing that he doesn't know about that's shutting down people, because people need to know this. This is important. We can't do spaces, so I'll come here now as a sort of a video podcast, if you will. Good afternoon from Wales. That's right. It's been a long time since I've been to Cardiff. I went to Cardiff, but make me small and make the spaces big, because I go through state by state and say why spaces are important. For all the battleground states, you see Michigan. Michigan, obviously, we have our big thing here this week. We're registering people to vote. Elon Musk is not only providing $47 for everybody who's registering in a swing state, but he's giving out $1 million a day if you register to vote. $1 million a day. Last night in it wasn't Lancaster, but it was Latrobe, I think.
Trump was in Latrobe yesterday, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Elon is in Pennsylvania too. Elon's in Pittsburgh doing a whole thing.
Elon, I think, was in not in. I can't remember what city. I think it was a Midland city, but he gave $1 million to one of the people that registered to vote. So we need to be bringing people in here. This is Summerfield and Secor. Summerfield makes you feel fine. Makes you feel fine. Because not only do you get $47, you get a chance to win $1 million. And you got a lot better chance to win $1 million in the Dark MAGA studio than anywhere else in the world. This is the most lucky place in the world. If you want the $1 million, you have to come to the MAGA studios, Dark MAGA studios. You have to come to Elon studios. Go to just a regular MAGA studio, probably not going to get the $1 million. Come to a Dark MAGA studio. Elon's going to put you up in the front, right? Or you want to play? I'm giving away the $1 million.
You want it?
Kamala is really she's just a puppet, frankly. I mean, if the teleprompter breaks, doesn't know what to say. So I just call it the machine. the kind of big government machine, essentially. And you sort of have a face on the big government machine. And when the Biden puppet had, was not working out, they sort of got a new puppet. But it's still the same machine, obviously. And it's extremely undemocratic what was done. It's bizarre and hypocritical to claim that Trump is somehow a danger to democracy when what happened with Biden being removed as the candidate was incredibly undemocratic. Yeah. So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and I think
himself.
And I think he gives the $1 million and brings up. So we'll fast.
Oh, that wasn't his $1 million giveaway. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we will bring up the $1 million giveaway.
Let's see if I can find that as well.
That's last night. But I gotta believe, and I think I'm looking around the table here at a bunch of other citizen journalists. I gotta believe your chances at the $1 million are far better at the Dark MAGA studios. Remember, there's only one Dark MAGA studio in the world, right? Only one Dark MAGA studio in the world. Your chances got to be better here than anywhere else.
All right.
Here it is.
Tonight's person is John Dreyer. Yeah. All right. Thank you. So, by the way, John had no idea. So, anyway, you're welcome. Yeah,
you say thank you. You can get up and down.
Yeah. So the only thing we ask for the $1 million is that you be a spokesperson for the petition, and that's it. Really, that's it.
So we're just trying to. We provided an outlet. We didn't know this was going to happen either. This happened last night. It was a complete surprise to us. We think we're the only Dark MAGA studio in the world right now that Elon will want to come here to give us. One of the queue up another one. People want to see the $1 million. They want to see me. So, but Elon, I know there's this thing with Spaces. I'd like to get back on Spaces. I'm thinking somebody gave somebody at a lower level, a national security level, to knock me out and knock us out. But that's okay. We're now in living color versus audio only, and now we have graphics. Trump is going to speak later today in Latrobe. No, that was last night. He's Lancaster today,
Pennsylvania,
which is still
Amish
country in the eastern part of Pennsylvania. Aaron's going back to Pennsylvania in about 20 minutes. Yeah, so we're burning a hole between these states. But here's why we need Ohio. This latest swing state studio, we now have purchased we have this clubhouse through the great benefit of Mark here. But we also have a bunkhouse now in Ohio. We can't disclose the location yet, but we've got the bunkhouse. Now we be able to bring in journalists from the University of Toledo. We're close to the University of Toledo, which is an outstanding university. We're close to the Medical University of Toledo as well, the medical school, near the hospital, right where we want to be to provide a journalism outlet and practice and live exercise for good rather than for pandemics. We want to teach people that there's options like holistic health. We covered the holistic health yesterday from Life University. We want to explore and give people all the options in their health options, and with Mark, the wealth options as well as the news, the daily bread of the news. So that's the first thing, which is Elon on the $1 million. We need Ohio for that reason. Everybody's taking Ohio for granted. J.D. Vance, the senator from there. I don't take anything for granted. I've been in Ohio and sleeping in Toledo for the last 20 days, as close as I possibly can get to the American Glass Research Factory, visiting almost every day because I know they're planning on forklifting it out of here and sending it to Delft, Netherlands. And I'm going to find whistleblowers in there and have found whistleblowers in there that are going to give me the inside story of what's actually happening in American Glass. That's why I need Spaces in Ohio. I need spaces in Pennsylvania. We'll keep going down the list here. I need spaces in Pennsylvania because we need to continue our research into Butler. We need to cover Lancaster, Latrobe, Harrisburg, or wherever Elon was last night. We're in Bethel Park. We went to Clareton. We went to Butler more times than anybody can count. We need to keep that research going, and we need to be communicating to the local whistleblowers in Pennsylvania. We'll go on to Nevada. Paul Whelan, and everyone said, why are you covering Paul Whelan? Paul Whelan's never going to be important. They're never going to bring Paul Whelan into the picture. Well, guess who was on Face the Nation today? Paul Whelan. And if no one covers the fact he's recruited snipers, right? He's brought him in here to Michigan and Novi. Nobody covers the fact he's got the Kingsmead Arsenal here. Nobody covers the fact he's got Kalashnikov USA in Florida. Nobody covers the fact that he's in Hallandale Beach with Legend Arms. Nobody covers his 2 armories in Las Vegas. Nobody covers his jets, the Bombardier Challenger jet. Nobody covers his history of larceny in the Marines and so forth. If nobody covers him bringing in people with illegal visas from Russia, a dozen every 2 years to do election operations, if nobody covers any of that, then you just watch Paul Whelan and you go, oh, there's a Marine that Harris and Biden got out of prison and Trump didn't. And you get the I'm not going to say retard level news, but you get a very skim version of the news and you don't understand the whole history of this guy. Right? This guy is a sniper recruiter. This guy is the responsible party for bringing in people like the Iranian snipers that are trying to kill Trump. We'll play a little of his MSNBC. I heard it was a long piece on Face the Nation today, but I think it's really defaced the nation. Until you tell the background of these people, you're never going to get the truth. Remember, he did armed diplomatic security services, State Department cover for the CIA for years, and he flew on the jet of the guy who was the understudy to Bissell at the CIA. It's just, you can't make this stuff up, and they're trying to make him out to be some kind of hero. Go ahead.
I only have the transcript here.
Okay. Well, you just saw him. You saw him on Deface the Nation, right?
Here's if you can call an act by an
he's flying around on Roger Corona's plane, who's the CEO of Borg Warner. Borg Warner has a deal with Kamaz tractors, which are the missile erectors for their all their missile systems. He's flying on the personal corporate jet of Roger Corona, and now he's trying to say he's the critic of Borg Warner. No, he's flying on their jet. This is why mainstream news sucks. This is why mainstream news sucks. If you didn't know any better, you'd say that, oh, well, that Marine was on there talking about how Borg Warner was doing, working with Kamaz tractors. He was flying on their Bombardier Challenger jet back and forth under diplomatic immunity. So again, that's why we need to have the capability in Nevada to tell the true Paul Whelan story in Nevada. If we move to Arizona, we have Jeff Prather. We're talking about Fast and Furious, which that's where they illegally moved arms back and forth and gave arms to drug dealers. That's not too smart. What if they did something like that in the United States? That's what Jeff Prather was working on. We have a strong group. There's the Nevada. We need the Nevada spaces. But if you roll to Arizona, there you go. Yeah. We need Jeff. I've been down on the border with Jeff. Jeff's been the person working directly with people who in a town in Tucson where they won't answer 911. Right. So he needs to actually teach these people, just like our neighbor here, Todd's Guns, who's doing gun training and does gun classes in his classroom here. I've seen Jeff actually do the hand-to-hand combat drills, the gun protocols and so forth, and gun safety for people to try to have people defend their own homes where the police will not answer 911 phone calls. We need spaces in Arizona. I don't know which I'd rather have, the spaces back or the $1 million, but just going in my mind. But remember, Tim Pool gets $400,000 a month for the Poopcast, so I think we should be at least getting $1 million a month beyond Elon. But anyway, moving along, last state I'll talk about is Florida. We need Florida, again, to talk about Whelan, talk about the Legend Arms, talk about Hallandale Beach. talk about the citizen journalists that we have in Florida, big extensive network we have in Florida. We need spaces again in Florida. So that's all I'll say about spaces right now.
Elon, please restore capability if you.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing we really, really could use right now. But we're on neighborhood news, which is great, which Aaron with all the graphics here. We'll switch quickly to, I don't know how else to say this news story other than there's a certain segment of the Ivan Raikland followers that are, these are the live swatters who want to live swat federal judges in a vigilante style, that they're going full retard. I don't know how else to say it, but they're going full retard. You don't want to ever go full retard. Rain Man, half retard, right? He figures out the card counting in Las Vegas. Tom Cruise makes a lot of money. Forrest Gump doesn't go full retard. He's a war hero, right? He beats everybody in ping pong. Never go full retard. And the problem here is that Patrick Byrne, worth $330 million, answered to Comey, answered to John Brennan, was a CIA operative for John Brennan, was a CIA operative for Comey. In his own book, he admits it, had several affairs with a Russian spy. That seems like a false flag operation to entrap a whole bunch of people on the gun circuit, which Maria Butina, his lover, did that. They took her around to every gun show and entrapped every person, saying every person was under the influence of Russia, right? So this is Patrick Byrne. Now, I have done several shows with him. I've met Patrick Byrne several times, but this is Patrick Byrne going full retard today. Remember, he's the guy who Warren Buffett basically was a bagman for Warren Buffett, and that's how he became famous. And now he forgot he ever knew Warren Buffett, unless you remind him he knew Warren Buffett, and that's how he got where he got. But the key point here is he's defending Yevnokian, right? He's defending, and they've come up with some cockamamie story about somebody discovering ballots. No, the only reason this guy's famous is he took a loaded shotgun and a loaded pistol into a VIP area, was trying to go into a VIP area where there was no defense once he got there for Trump, right? He's not, he didn't start out by saying, I've got some crazy news about some ballots being taken over the border and I've got them in my trunk and I got to get them to the Trump in the VIP area. No, he didn't do that. He would have done that if he was really trying to get a message to Trump. No, he took a loaded gun and he took a loaded long rifle. We predicted it. We said Chicago mob was going to do it out of Las Vegas. They were going to fly to India. That's exactly what happened. We said that they were going to get a long gun and a short pistol. The long gun was going to be the patsy. The short gun was going to be behind the ear. We described it in detail, and then it happened in India, right? And now they're trying to unwind Indio and making him into some kind of hero. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. Doesn't make any sense. And we're here to set the record straight. So
that's Byrne. He retweeted this Jim Hoft article. Is that where you were referencing with Patrick Byrne?
Yeah, Jim Hoft or Joe Hoft. I think it may be his brother because.
Oh, this is Joe. Sorry, Joe.
Jim runs Gateway Pundit.
We love him to death over there at Gateway Pundit. Yeah.
I love him to death too. I love him to death too. I think this is his brother. But guys, don't go full retard right at the worst time. You're going full retard at the worst time. 2 weeks to go, 15 days to go on the election. You're going full retard. Don't go full retard on a guy who's putting the loaded gun and the loaded pistol and going into the VIP area. He wasn't showing one of a box of the fake votes, and he wasn't trying to get those to Trump. He would have been doing that if he had good intent. He had bad intent. He had 3 different passports. Who takes a passport to the Trump event? It's in, he lives supposedly in California or Vegas, by either definition. And it's a very short distance. You can drive from LA to India in 2 hours. Why does he need 3 passports? Why do you need 3 passports with 3 different names to go to a Trump event, right? That means I need to make an escape, right? I need to make an escape. And as I go from country to country, I use different passports because different countries allow you to go to different countries with different passports and different names. And you lose the breadcrumb trail when you use 3 different passports. That's an old trick. It's an old sniper trick that Paul Whelan taught us because Paul Whelan had 4 different passports. Again, if you're not here, you're not getting the news, you're not getting the truth, you're seeing some kind of pablum spew that it has no relation to the truth. So those are our 2 big items today. You'll see it on the Substack. It's out there.
I'll show you with Patrick. Come on, Patrick, come back to your senses.
Yeah. Well, I think
that's Laura Logan.
Yeah, it was Laura Logan.
I didn't know you hung out with her. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was at a thing in Florida, just a photo op there. I don't really know
She
her very
probably
well.
takes a lot of pictures, yeah.
Yeah. She's just photo op.
But
yeah.
there you are. So
A lot of people, when they see you with a picture, they say, "Oh, they're working together."
right. No.
Just why did how you doing? I took a picture with her. So there you go. Jeffrey Prather knows his stuff. Yes. You want to do
Yeah, I'll put the comments on here
real quick, and then we'll blow through. Good to see Carol. Yeah, everybody. And the winner is Greg Nickel. You got the comments going? Yeah. So just a real quick, slow tour here. There's Carol. There's Mark. There's a visitor from the east. We'll call him the Swami. Swami is the visitor from the east, and there's the princes. We here at Dark Mega Studios, we need to have a lucky, like a lucky ball or a lucky 8 ball, for Elon. Elon, do this. Say for every person who signs up here, Elon, comes into the Dark Mega Studios, right? Any Dark Mega Studio, okay, and gets one of the lucky numbers, that you'll do a lucky number drawing here of just the people who come here, and you'll give $1 million. That's what I would like Elon to do. You can, if I don't get my spaces, at least do that, Elon, for $1 million. Which one?
The one there about that last one.
Says, welcome to the live chat. No, that one. Or thermopsible.
The one that's telling you about your space or something. You need to tick something.
Your last space
it's on your computer there.
Your last space on Twitter wasn't a space. It was a live broadcast. Maybe it's the default that you're using. No, it's not. Okay. So yeah, I see what, you put it up. No, I have the desktop version. My Twitter works. Okay. My Twitter works, and I can retweet things on my desktop. What I can't do is use the phone, and the phone is the thing that you can create spaces with. That's the only place you can create a space is on your phone, right? So that's where we have the problem right now. So Twitter, operators are standing by. So you want to do the questions or comments?
There's not too many of them. I put a few of them up there.
Hotel fits. Yes, you're quite right. Thermopsible is quite right. The purchase is moving forward, and the visitor from the west is the responsible party. And we do have the facility now. We have the clubhouse and the bunkhouse. We've always wanted, the clubhouse is great, but you need a bunkhouse. And now we have both, which is incredible.
And we need more citizen journalists.
Well,
we need a never-ending flow of citizen journalists to come to the cool.
People are saying that Musk took away my space. We don't know that. We have no idea who took it away. It could be something that Apple did. It could be something that NSA did. NSA has remember, I've had NSA trolls for 8 years. I've had NSA trolls meet me in places at 3 a.m. in the morning when I'm going to the hijacker hotel. Okay. So, and they admit that they have 10 to 12 relatives that work for the NSA. So it could very well be the NSA. FBI also can do something called a national security letter, an NSL. They can drop an NSL on somebody, a low-level functionary, and then they go, oh, okay, turn this guy's spaces off, right? So we don't know, right? We don't know that this is Elon. It could be a low-level functionary. We just want Elon to make the call and then open the spaces back up. What else do we got? I think
we got Trump today in Pennsylvania. We'll be heading that way. I don't know if I'll be able to get all the way there by 5 o'clock, but we're heading that way. And
you got to get out of here.
Well, it's okay. More content to come. Sorry about your spaces, but we'll keep plugging along here at the studio. Well, any comments, Carol? Any feedback?
I think there's still hope that it's some random problem.
Don't let them know that. Okay. Don't let them know about exploits, because then we'll have more problems. So yeah, there is a problem. There is a potential exploit here that could be a security hole. So we won't talk any more about that right now. We're going to leave it right there.
Leave it right there, folks. Charette next week. If you'd like to join us in Michigan, just send us.
Charette starts.
Send us a direct message. Starts
not next week. It's
now.
Right now.
It's happening now. We're, the early people that come get to put up like you do, peg boards and do organizational skills. But after tonight, we're going to immediately go. Tonight begins the deep dive for all the looking into the news of the day, which is incredible.
Assassination prevention.
Yeah,
Assassination prevention research, you might say.
yeah. I mean, Wellen being on television today really scares me. It's like Lee Harvey Oswald going to the Trade Mart and started handing out canary flyers saying, fair play for Cuba. I mean, that's like, whoa, that should send a shiver down everybody's spine that Paul Wellen is on national television, because that means he's state sponsored. That means they're backing this play. Right. And that's Oswald with the canary folders and, Ted Cruz's
And
dad.
he was on television. He got interviewed.
Oh, big time.
Uh-huh.
Remember when
Right after that.
you covered it? I think you were a beat reporter in Dallas at the time, Mark. No, I'm kidding. What, you remember you've been to the Trade Mart?
Yes.
And you've covered the Dallas Oswald stuff. You know all about the Inca and all those,
Yes.
all those broadcasts, the radio broadcasts. It's a precursor to false flag, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're setting up the narrative that he's not to be
Questioned.
questioned.
Well, Kennedy was the 22nd of November. We're getting close to that time of the
Oh.
year.
Oh boy, here we go. Wellen on the 20th. There you go. Lee Harvey Oswald at the Trade Mart. Oh boy, oh brother. And where in Dallas? Didn't he do something in Dallas too? Wasn't he arrested or something in Dallas? He was working for Jaegers, which was the photo interpretation for the U-2. But there was some other.
You know about Oswald?
Yeah, there was a fight. He had a fight in
They
North.
arrested him in the Texas theater. He'd gone into a theater to watch a movie.
Right. That was the meet point for the hideout for the escape. Okay. There's Paul Wellen. Look at this. This is the sniper recruiter. This is the I.B. Hale of our time. This is the Robert Allen Hale of our time.
It's not Brittany Griner.
Yeah. Brittany Griner was the WNBA player that they were trying to hide the Wellen trade because he's a sniper recruiter, and he's a sniper recruiter for Borg Warner. I wonder if he mentioned anything working about Kelly Services bringing in Russian operatives under visas. He probably didn't mention that today. Probably didn't mention the fact that he had 4 passports and was a sniper trainer. He didn't mention he worked for GKN Driveline, which is the British arms manufacturer. Didn't mention he was at the State Department under Armed Diplomatic Security Services diplomatic cover. He didn't mention that. All these things that don't get mentioned. He's a Marine that sat in jail and Trump ignored him, and now Biden and Harris went out to Andrews Air Force Base and saved him. What a crock of shit. So anyway.
Well, they paid $1 billion for him after Crooks missed. Or Crooks, or the alleged Crooks, or
Later.
Right.
whoever was behind Crooks,
Right.
After the shot fired from the
Right.
location near about the alleged Crooks body.
The
43
43 lessons from DHS at Clariton.
But after that shot, whoever did fire that shot missed. Then they gave $1 billion to Putin,
Yeah.
and they don't usually like giving money to Putin these days.
to bring
right?
him back here.
$1 billion.
And he
to Putin
ran
for Wellen.
he's run recruiting snipers for the Clinton Foundation for 20 years. So that's where they went. Every country where you brought in snipers before, Iran, the Armenians, you go down the list. The Ukrainians, he knows all about all the Ukrainians and all the Vindman snipers. This guy has the line on all the people who could be coming in and doing a liaison operation. So we really have to be watching out here.
Check out Deface the Nation for that interview.
Tyrone is saying you summoned me. Yes, Tyrone.
What happened?
We have an assignment for you. Yes, we have an assignment for you in Pittsburgh, but we can't say it here right now. So that'll wrap our show today. It's 12 o'clock. I went 10 minutes late over, but we started 5 minutes late. So there you go.
All righty.
I'm looking forward to another neighborhood news election coverage. Did you see that from Arthur Stone?
Yeah.
You will have.
That's why we're here.
This, not only do we have the same studio furniture, everything came out, we cleaned everything up, but now we have all that research and content and background over 4 more years. So we'll have instant analysis for you on the night of the election, like we had before. And no one had better coverage than us on that. And
the only problem is we went to sleep. All we gotta do is pull an all-nighter and
that's the
save
problem.
country.
We were still the first ones at the TCF Center, if you remember, with Mark Elias and they were the Hillary Clinton machine. But we'll see you again.
Just be
And
ready.
the red
Everybody be
Ferrari
ready.
and Ward Flood. There you go.
Everybody be ready for an all-nighter on November 5th, and everything will be fine,
All right.
That's the plan. So, all right, folks, thanks for everything. George, maybe a little later today, we'll do another live stream if we can. Otherwise, tomorrow morning.
Probably tomorrow morning. Tonight will probably, we might do another one tonight.
Quick one out there.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
Thanks everybody
Thanks,
for
everybody.
joining.
Thanks for
And
joining
we'll
the
let
news.
everybody, we'll let the African princess say,
No.
Here.
Let Carol say bye. Everybody say
Bye,
bye. to
everybody.
Carol. That's who they want to see.
African princess, wave bye.
Say bye. All right.
All right.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining Neighborhood News. See you next time.